Whoa. Whoa. We are back. And Frank and I are really, really good at this. We'll talk about that here.
Oh, you have my name.
Okay. Carrying on from that, Frank and I are really, really, really good at this. We are going to talk a little bit of sports here, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who don't know, the biggest game of the year happened and came and went, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. And yeah, we are the nerds, or we will be the nerds that know, but right now we are My Brother is an Idiot. And here with me is my brother-in-law, Frank. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going, brother?
For those of you who can't watch the show, he is waving.
Yes, I am.
Speaking of being not there, let's hear it for the progenitor. Joining us 2 weeks in a row is Milty. Hello, Milty.
Hey, man, I'm just sitting here progeniting. I got my Manhattan, my wife.
Hey, he's got a Manny in his life. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Michaela, can you tell us what's going on in your neck of the woods there?
I'm eating a piece of cheesecake.
What kind?
Coconut cream.
From where?
The Cheesecake Factory. I wanted mac and cheese.
Hell yeah. I don't blame you. We had some mac and cheese too because we had leftovers, and we made some mac and cheese on Monday with the smoked cheese that I still have 800 pounds of. It was delicious. So I don't blame you. It's a great mac and cheese day every day. Every day is a great mac and cheese day.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Michaela is currently about 10 doors down from where Matt lives. Matt is not here. He is in Nashville this week, so he's not joining us. I feel like he just took the week off because he was the only one, the only one of the three of us who guessed the Super Bowl right. The other two that you can't hear guessed the Super Bowl wrong last week. And let's go through the Super Bowl, shall we? Kansas City and San Francisco came together in a clash in Las Vegas. We had several arrests. Somebody climbed the Sphere. Kanye West got kicked out of seats in front of Taylor Swift, where he bought himself free advertising. And Kanye West still ruled the day with his $0 30-second ad that he has already made $40 million off of. Some really interesting stuff went on here. I want to go around the horn and see what everybody's take of the game was overall before we get into the actual nuts and bolts of it. I want to start with Michaela, actually.
Yeah, the game was fine, whatever, who cares? If you guys didn't watch the Nickelodeon broadcast of the Super Bowl, you were missing out. Patrick and SpongeBob were so fucking funny the whole time. Dora kept popping out of the fucking score bug saying, "We need a map to find the end zone," because no one would score a touchdown in the whole first half. She was also explaining rules, and she's like, "Where are we going? 5 yards backwards." Explaining false starts and shit. Patrick saying "firmly grasp it" every time there was a fumble.
That was hilarious. I'm with you on that one. You have to firmly grasp it.
It was so funny. It was super goofy, and truly, you still got all the same ads. So it was the ideal way to watch the Super Bowl. That's my TED Talk.
All right. Anything else about the ads or anything?
I ordered Dunkin' this morning.
So the ads worked. Have you watched the 4-minute cut of the Dunkin' ad?
I have not yet watched a 4-minute cut of the Dunkin' ad, but now that you told me that exists, I will be doing that shortly.
Hooray for neuroses!
You mean the Dunkin's music video?
Yeah, it's the full music video.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Milty, what are your impressions of the Super Bowl?
Are we talking about the Super Bowl game itself? Do you want me to give my impressions of how the game went, or how I thought it should have gone?
The whole thing.
Okay, so I thought maybe at some point in time during the game, the history in the NFL had repeated itself from the standpoint of Kyle Shanahan screwed up the game in the second quarter when he went to the passing game instead of taking the ball out of the hands of the best running back in the NFL and gave it to the 7th round draft choice. Well, this happened in 2003. Kyle's old man, Mike, did the same thing in the AFC Championship game, where he was rushing at a 5-yard per clip per rush, and then went to a passing game with Jake Plummer, and the Pittsburgh Steelers knew it was coming. So rather than when the Steelers were ahead by 6 points, rather than go to the game that was working, they went to the passing game, and eventually Plummer threw 2 picks, fumbled twice. So in this game, he took the ball, his kid, Kyle, took the ball out of the best player in the NFC rather, and then gave it to a 7th round draft choice. And to my standpoint, that's what threw the game. You can say whatever you want about what happened after overtime. The game was over before it got to that point.
Before I get to what Frank has to say, and I think he's going to mirror a lot of what Milty just said, Frank and I watched the game together, so it was kind of funny watching it unfold after we talked about it last week, and we got so many things right. Matt is watching on Facebook, so the King Goon himself is there. He says, "LOL, I'm here, fuckers." There he is right there. LOL, I'm here, fuckers.
You know, he may be the King Goon, but he's a loser at chess.
He also says, bruh. Apparently, he's really bad at chess. What do you say about that, Matt? I think we also have, Mama Sue and looks like Papa as well, all on there. So there. Looks like we got some comments, so it's pretty cool. Frank, what do you have to say about the Super Bowl?
I agree a lot. Actually, I was kind of thinking the same thing. That game seemed like it was turning to the Chiefs' advantage during the third quarter. And a lot of that was that, San Francisco stepped away from what was working. Their wide zone run scheme that was, they weren't scoring every time they touched the ball, but they were doing long drives, holding on to possessions, and scoring most of their drives. And then they started throwing it nonstop, getting cute with the ball. Getting cute did work one time with the pass from Jennings, and that. But they tried to play the whole game like that in the second half, instead of just running the ball down their throat. Against a defense that was having trouble keeping them inside. That's the biggest problem that they ran into. Greenlaw getting injured did not help them defensively, obviously. Because between him and Warner, they took a lot of the passing game inside the 20, out completely. They got rid of it. There was nothing going to the tight ends. They were, controlling the pace. And then that one injury did a lot, unfortunately. And I think no. We're in the middle of the show, baby. Close the door. Please close the door.
A new member of the broadcast.
I was going to say, we'll hear from her again, probably on the other show. We're Frank's on hold.
Sorry
right
about
now.
that. Okay.
No, you're all good. You're all good, man. Just a little early intrusion by the littlest one, but go on.
But they Shanahan stepped away from the game plan that was working. I also think that he started to try and control the defense and took that out of Wilkes' hands, which seemed like a bad move because that stopped working and Kansas City started moving the ball much easier. So, overall, it was just seemingly a game plan that never got adjusted correctly, and they tried to get too cute, and it cost them the game. And that was it.
Can I throw in one more thing?
Yeah, real quick, Milty, before I get there, before I forget my thought here, just want to know what you guys think that Steve Wilkes said today or yesterday that got him fired, because that was a wild firing.
I'm not privy, so you'll have to say.
The defensive coordinator for San Francisco got fired today. The news came out this morning.
Yeah, actually,
so I'm just wondering what he said to Kyle Shanahan, if he was running around the office going 28-3.
Yeah, what was because I actually do want to talk about that in a minute. What were you saying, Milty?
Well, I just wanted to say that. So Kyle Shanahan was the offensive coordinator in Atlanta when they blew a big lead against New England. And then this is the second time in the Super Bowl, I think. So I would say that unless something changes in the very near future, he is the modern day Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah, but Schottenheimer never went to the Super Bowl.
But he always lost in the big game.
I would put it in Marv Levy's hands, not Marty Schottenheimer, because Marty Schottenheimer never made it to the big game. Marv Levy actually got there a couple of times. So I'm going to go one step above Marty Schottenheimer. I've heard that comparison a couple times, which is how I was ready with the rebuttal for you there. But I don't think it's quite accurate, just because he has made it to 3 Super Bowls in different positions.
But I think the reference is still the same. At that point in time, when you get to a game that really counts, and for some reason, I don't know what to say, you choke, but you make too many mistakes.
Well, and in all 3, he got out-coached by the other coach. Andy Reid twice for double-digit leads, and by Bill Belichick with Tom Brady as the best quarterback in football. He decided to take it out of his best player's hands and put it into his quarterback's hands, who is still a 7th-round draft pick, yes, is playing very well, but has the best pieces in football around him. It's a no-brainer that once they got away from the run and started trying to force the ball down the field into Debo's hand and number 15 Jennings' hand, the game changed, and Brock Purdy was missing wide open throws. It's obvious he's not the guy. He is their guy, and that's fine, but I don't think he's an elite quarterback. That team is stacked to its max, and they should have won this game. You're right, Kyle Shanahan, I feel like he definitely let go of the ball on this one. He definitely fumbled. And this is the 3rd time he's done that, where he's just completely abandoned his game plan and done something else. Frank's going to mention a 4th time. What's the 4th time you're thinking?
The last 2 NFC Championship games.
Another great, yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking about 28-3, 2018 with the San Francisco 49ers, where they were up 10 points again and ended up losing that game. And then this one where they're up 10-0 again and ended up losing this one all the same way, getting away from what got them.
He wasn't the head coach in that one. That was
in which one?
That first one against the Chiefs.
The first one against the Chiefs, he was the head coach.
Was he?
The first one, yeah, the first Super Bowl where he was in was 28-3 in Atlanta.
I knew that
he
one,
was
though.
not the head coach there.
Yeah.
But he was the head coach both times in San Francisco.
Well, and the same thing happened the last 2 NFC Championship games. So I guess 5. I would say, but here's the issue. So did Andy Reid had the same problem, that he got too cute when the big game happened. And that's why he went to 4 consecutive NFC championships and a Super Bowl and lost.
Yeah.
And this maybe is that turning point. Andy needed another 10 years to get to that.
Yeah, he needed to learn.
And so maybe this is the learning curve for Shanahan, that he's figuring it out, but he's not quite there, and he still tries to get cute when he doesn't need to be. Because they didn't need to get cute with the play calling. They needed to dominate with the play calling like they were in the first half. It was a close game, but they were dominating that first half. They had 3 times the time of possession. They had almost 3 times the yardage until the very end of the first half. So,
yeah, I'm with you guys on that. I really think that they had a game plan and then walked away from it. Michaela, do you have any thoughts on any of that? She's
Sorry,
muted.
not gonna lie, I was
Oh, you're
playing
good.
Animal Crossing.
You're good.
No, not particularly.
Okay. Can we all agree that Frank and I are the script writers for the NFL?
Not just
Yes.
us, Matt as well. He contributed a couple things, just not the
What?
ending.
For those of you who aren't paying attention, at the beginning of last week, or at the end of last week, we all made a prediction, and we all got several things right on there. And it came down to, Matt called the overtime game. Matt almost called the double overtime game. I called the opening possession and that they were going to come back from double digits down. And we called the special guests at the halftime show. Michaela, did you get a chance to watch the halftime show? What did you think of Usher?
Who cares what I thought of Usher? What did I think of fucking Ludacris? I didn't think that guy was alive. It rocked. It was fucking good. I was dancing. Me and the dog were dancing.
Little John was great.
Little-
Little John was great.
Little
We
John
all
was
freaked
also
out when
great,
Little
but
John
I
was-
needed him to be able to curse. So
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had to adjust that song a couple times.
yeah, they're like,
Just in a few places.
you can't say that
Milty,
one.
I need the old guy's perspective on this. What did you think of the halftime this year?
So I thought it was kind of cool. I didn't know anything about Usher, but between you guys and me, I always thought Ludacris was a statement and not a human.
It's a speed, actually.
Whatever.
It's when your brains go into your feet.
I didn't think it was a human.
What'd you think of the music, though?
It surprised me. I'm not going to say that I would go out and buy albums or anything from any of them, but it was, maybe better than what I expected, but it was okay. But
Milty, what's your
there's a whole, go back to where Paul McCartney was the halftime show, and I wasn't impressed with that either. So
that leads me to what I was actually going to bring up here, and we'll go into this just for a quick second. Milty, real quick, in under a minute, tell me what your favorite halftime show was and why.
that's not fair.
I know.
You
want me to come back to you?
I'll have to say that it was Janet Jackson and a malfunction.
Fair enough. Michaela, what was your favorite halftime show and why?
Post,
Ever.
like one that I watched physically or one that I have watched post.
It could be any generation.
Prince.
Okay. And Franklin.
Okay, so the standard classic is Prince, I think. For the longest time, that was the best. I'm actually leaning to the LA one at this point because that hit me in the feels. That was what I grew up with music-wise. So Dre and Eminem and Snoop Dogg all performing actually became my number one. But Prince was amazing.
That was the one from last year, right?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. What was last year? I don't even remember last year.
Riri.
Oh,
Rihanna.
Who was it?
yeah, it's Riri.
Oh, that's right. It was Rihanna. Yeah. I'm with the three of you. Prince was by far the best halftime show I've ever seen. It was, to this day, listening to Prince with the raindrops on his guitar doing Purple Rain in the Minnesota rain just was fucking incredible. The whole thing was incredible. Really quick recap on the game. What do you guys think? Give me a rating 1 through 5 on, 5 being the best, 1 being that sucked. And we'll just go there. We'll start with Milty. 1 through 5. What did you think? 5 being the best, 1 being I could poop on it.
Okay, I'm going to go with the middle of the road 3. It ended up the way I thought it was going to end up, but not the way I necessarily wanted it. So I think the Niners coach got out-coached.
Frank, what did you think?
I thought it was actually a really good game. I'm going to lean to... It's out of 5, right? I'm going to go with a 4.5. It could have been a little bit better because it got sloppy at points, but it was a very competitive game, and well coached for the most part until seemingly one of the coaches forgot what they were doing.
Michaela, what did you think?
I will give it a 4. I was sports entertained.
Sports
You
entertained.
should have watched WrestleMania instead.
I would much rather have watched WrestleMania instead.
I know she would have. We've got a couple of comments on here. We've got a 5 from Mark McPherson. We also have a 5 from King Goon because the game went to overtime. He is actually calling in right now. This will be interesting. I don't know how this is going to go. Good Lord, this is going to be interesting. Go ahead, Matt. What do you got?
You guys are all stupid.
Go on.
It was a fantastic game. The only reason the 49ers lost was because Dre Greenlaw blew a fucking Achilles tendon, weirdly just like walking onto the field. When Greenlaw was in the game, Travis Kelce had 1 yard on 1 pass on 1 target. After that, he was 135 yards with 9 targets and 8 catches.
Holy fuck, dude. We're trying to get to another show. Are you going to give us the rest of the stat line? Or are you going to tell us why?
I'm going to give you here's the problem.
What's the problem?
The game was awesome. The game was absolutely amazing. It was an overtime Super Bowl game. The only mistake that Shanahan made was when he decided to take the ball in overtime. That was it. Everything else he did right.
I mean, if that's the case, they would have won during the regular
But
time.
he should have let the other team score first and then figure out what it was he had to do to continue the game.
So you gave it a 5 with a great OT?
Oh, it was a fantastic game.
Okay. Now tell me what you thought of the halftime show.
Oh, I love the halftime show. It was great.
Yeah?
It wasn't as good as Prince playing Purple Rain in the rain, but it was awesome. We had Jermaine Dupri. We had Lil Jon. We had Usher feeling up Alicia Keys. He had everything you ever wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I didn't take my headphones off, so you can't hear any of the peanut gallery, but is there anything else you want to say here before I kick you loose back to go get some more drinks in Smashville?
Yeah, no, that's all I got. And
Okay.
The peanut gallery can say what the fuck they want to say. I'll just go back to Facebook. Look.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll hear about
Yeah,
it.
Next time he goes to Smashville, I'm going to.
Milty says he's going to go with you to Smashville, and you don't want to hear what Frank is saying. You'll just hear it later.
I know what Frank is saying. He can go fuck himself.
And Matt, you're in trouble on chess.
Bye.
Oh, you're in trouble on chess again, apparently. So I'm going to let you guys hash that out and not be the third party in that shit. But
Yeah, I know I'm in trouble. It's all game. Talk to you soon. Bye.
bye. All right. Well, there you go. King Goon calling in. It sounds pretty dark where he's at. It sounds like the sun has gone down.
Yeah, sun setting out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back to rate this one. Let's rate the call. I'm going to start with Frank. What did you think of the call on a scale from 1 to 5?
A 2. Couldn't get to the
Okay.
point quick enough.
Milty, what do you think of the call?
The call, 2.5, 3 max.
Okay. And Michaela, what did you think of the call?
0 out of 10. Needed more bonked boonies out of Matt.
There were way not enough bonker booties. I needed more bonker booties.
I need more bonked boonies.
He said we were all stupid and then proceeded to just give us his opinion and not tell us why we were all stupid, which was kind of funny.
Well, the hilarious thing is,
What was the over under on Taylor?
I have no idea. I didn't pay attention to any of that shit.
I think
to
it
be
probably
honest.
was 5 or 6 again. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't either. I was just curious.
The only thing that's fascinating about Taylor Swift is the fact that Kanye West tried to dupe her again.
That was great.
And Taylor Swift, pulled the Taylor Swift card. So Kanye West bought a $10,000 ticket in front of Taylor Swift's booth. When he got there, he was wearing his mask. Taylor Swift saw him, called Roger Goodell into the booth, and Kanye West was moved from that spot to another spot. where he was not seen on television. So when you see the conversation on the replays of Taylor Swift and Roger Goodell, that's exactly what they were talking about was Kanye West.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's got some pull.
Well,
She's got all the
she
pull.
spent the $20 million on the box
Right.
or whatever it was.
And the other interesting thing about Kanye West from this is he spent $7.5 million on a Super Bowl ad, which he recorded from his phone in his car in the dark, and put that with zero production value into it and put it on the Super Bowl. So if you guys saw it, it was the cringiest Super Bowl commercial there was. He has already generated over $40 million in business from that ad, though.
Good job.
So clearly that's a win. So good for Kanye. Actually did something right. It's unbelievable. I can't believe he did that. Can't believe he got something right.
I will agree with one point that Matt made, and that is the Greenlaw point. And I actually called this last week that the linebacking cores on both sides were going to be a difference maker.
You did,
and
you and Matt both did,
and that him being out of the game did have a huge impact on the second half. But if it was a great game coached by Shanahan, they would have won that game during regular time, and almost did. They got an extra point blocked that may have missed even if it wasn't blocked. So,
yeah, I think it was going the other way.
Yeah.
It was tipped less worsely.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Since football is over, we all start to calm down. There's things that happen. Pitchers and catchers start reporting today and tomorrow. If you're not playing in the Seoul, South Korea series, which, those two teams started last week. So now, before we move on to dipshit of the week and call this thing a night, I want to go over what in sports you guys are looking forward to over the next month or so, just to see where we're at here. Let's start with Michaela. What do you think you're looking forward to in the next couple of months of quote-unquote dead time as far as sports?
The first F1 race is in 2 weeks, and I think all the cars have been released at this point, but someone leaked video of the new Red Bull car on testing, and it's a fucking rocket. So get ready for the Dutch anthem for another 20 weeks or whatever the fuck.
Whose car?
The make me just pretend that is playing out of like an engine downshifting sound, like hauling balls around a wet track. It was insane.
That sounds amazing.
Hashtag Ferrari 2025. Let's go.
There's Matt on the Facebook with the Max Verstappen call out. Frank, what do you think? What are you going to look forward to in the next month or two here?
Oh, after the All-Star break, looking for the Nuggets to get back on track because unfortunately they're entering the break on a skid. But I think that they can get better coming out in the second half of the season. Also looking at the Avalanche to, I don't know, figure out their defense a little bit more because they are looking great when they're scoring, but they're still giving up so many points.
This road trip has been awful.
Yeah, it's so many points. They can score like with the best of them, but the goalies need help big time. And that's going to be a pain in the ass, I think. Lastly, actually happened today. Caitlin Clark broke the scoring record for college basketball for women. And happened tonight.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Milty, what are you looking forward to in the next couple weeks?
So, after last year with the Nuggets, the way they won that thing, I'm really looking forward to seeing that happen again. I know they struggled a little bit lately, but they did that again last year where they had some series where they ran some slow games, but then they put it all together in the playoff series. I'm looking for that to happen again. And my wife says, baseball.
Yeah, baseball. I mean, that's what I've got. Rockies are in trouble already. Daniel Bard's out for at least a couple of months. He hurt himself throwing the ball. There is a call out. I believe that's probably that might be a McPherson. That I think so, about golf and the Masters coming up. So that's I figured it was. So there you go. We've got that coming up. Baseball is here. We've got football and basketball and hockey playoffs. We've got some stuff, guys. It's not just football all the time. So we will be looking forward to all of that stuff coming up here pretty quickly. At this point, I think that's, March Madness too. I forgot about March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be good. We got a couple of teams here locally that could contend a little bit in a, kind of a mid-major spot. A lot of the places are predicting that CSU will be, anywhere between a 6th and 9th, and CU is probably going to get to a seed as well. Tad Bull's got things moving again. So,
well, not only that, the ladies CU team is right up there.
So is CSU. The ladies CSU team is on fire too. So lots of stuff coming up here. Let's go and talk about the way that we usually end this show, and that's with talking about things that are dumb. And to cover things that are dumb, we go through what we call the dipshit of the week. This was invented by our producer, Michaela. Those of you who know and love the segment, these are always fun. I am going to change things up. Matt likes to start with Michaela. I'm going to end with her. Milty, do you have a dipshit of the week for us?
You really put me on the spot. So
hell yeah, you knew this was coming.
So, and you probably, I don't know whether you're going to agree with this or not. I'm going to say the dipshit of the week is Kyle Shanahan. Sorry.
Well, we know Matt doesn't agree with it. He thinks you're dumb.
I don't really give a shit what Matt thinks.
Frank, what do you got?
I was also going to lean towards Shanahan, not only for what happened in the Super Bowl, but also for him firing Wilkes after one season, because I think that was unnecessary. But outside of that, I don't really have anything, so I guess I'm going to have to agree with Milty on the Shanahan being dipshit of the week.
There's two of us.
All right, I'm not going to make it three. Mine is dipshits of the week. It is a group of people, and it is the Western Management Open people. Waste Management Open people. In the last 3 years, 2022, there were 0 arrests, 90 ejections, and 14 people got trespassed. Last year, there were 18 arrests, 102 ejections, and 41 people got trespassed. This past weekend...
That was the golf.
Oh my God, Nana, shut up. This past weekend at the Waste Management Open in Scottsdale, Arizona, Scottsdale Police Department cited 54 arrests, 211 people got ejected, and 73 got trespassed. That they have to do something with that tournament. The People's Championship cannot be the People's Championship anymore, and the last 3 years have proved that. So congratulations, Scottsdale, Arizona. You're a joke. You're the dipshit of the week. Michaela, what's your dipshit of the week?
This isn't like super topical necessarily, but I sent at least Mark this video. It's a TikTok. You guys can look him up. He's the guy who goes on and goes, JD's and Lettleman. I'm going to try to go through however many sheets or see how many things. Anyway, he put out one of how many sheets of plastic wrap can stop him before he stops running through it. And he hits 15, and it's like he gets fucking body slammed by Nadonicum Sung. I said that. What is that man's name? Holy God.
Indomicon Sue?
What did you just say?
I had a stroke.
Did you say Indomicon?
I had a stroke.
It's Natondacon.
Donkey Kong.
It's Donkey Kong Sue.
It's Donkey Kong Sue.
Donkey Kong Sue. Christ. Anyway.
Donkey Kong. Yeah, anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, this like kid gets laid the fuck out by 15 sheets of plastic wrap wrapped around a pull-up bar. It's hysterical. He lays there for like 30 seconds afterwards. It's the best. He's the dipshit of the week. I love that kid. It makes me laugh every time.
Oh, I see it. Yep, there it is. I haven't seen it yet. I am watching
It's
it
quite
now.
funny.
How long is this video? Okay.
It's not that long, and he runs through all the first ones easy.
Yeah. 2 sheets. He's run through 2. Now we're on 3. So we just ran through 3. All right. So now we've got 5 sheets. Seem to 10 sheets. Now we got 10. Okay. 15 sheets. He just clotheslined himself really hard
He
with
gets
15 sheets of plastic wrap.
laid the fuck out.
He's not moving.
Mm-mm.
The video, the can't. Oh, he just finally his head moved.
Yeah, I think he legitimately knocked himself unconscious for a second there.
Yeah, he laid him. Homeboy was out for a good 6 seconds on that video. That is impressive.
Oh,
that is really impressive.
I do have an honorable mention for dipshit. That would be
Yes.
Carmelo Anthony for doubling down on his dumbass comments.
Oh, what an asshole.
So we did have to talk about this, and I was waiting till the end to talk about it because I'm tired of shoehorning Gene Mingo in, so I'm just going to say it like that. Gene Mingo has been mentioned, but Carmelo Anthony, what a jingus this guy is. I don't know what a jingus is, but we're going to go there.
Jackass and genius at the same time, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know if you've caught more than just what they put out on the promo clip.
Oh, I watched the whole thing.
Did you have a chance to listen? Okay.
It's
I haven't watched the whole
fantastic.
thing. I caught 4 or 5 other clips where he was talking about this whole thing, where he's saying that he didn't ask for a way out of Denver, but then explains basically trying to, I don't know if he's just trying to brainwash himself into believing it, or if he's literally just trying to gaslight the entire city of Denver. But he re-explains history in a different way, but basically just said that he wanted his way out. What was really interesting about it, I felt, was not just the fact that he's just lying again, just lying about it, and for no reason. Like, nobody gives a shit. He's the only one that's keeping this shit alive. Like, literally nobody cares. He said that New York wasn't the place. There were trade rumors with
Lakers.
a couple of different Eastern Conference teams. You know, the Nets were on there. I can't remember the other ones, but one of the interesting ones was Utah. And then there was a trade with the Lakers that was proposed that would have put Kobe and Carmelo on the same team and sent Andrew Bynum and Lamar Odom to Denver. What
a weird fucking trade that would have been.
Yeah. At the time, that would have been a hell of a trade. I would have been okay with that. But what is this guy doing?
Yeah, he's full of shit. And I believe correctly, he's the place that he's the one who called Denver a hick town at one point. So
he did.
Once again, he's so full of shit and out of touch with what actually happened.
Yeah. I don't know why he keeps talking. He doesn't need to do this. There is no reason to do this.
Well,
but he keeps doing it.
Can't get in trouble at this point.
So, anyways, run around and get some final thoughts real quick. I'll start with Milty and then kick him loose. I'm sure he's got to go to bed soon. So, Milty, what are your final thoughts today?
No, I'm going to make myself another Manhattan before I go to bed. But
okay,
I'm just waiting for the NBA playoffs, and then the CU women are doing well. The CU men have a shot to get into the finals. It's going to be an exciting, late winter season. It's going to be fun. Baseball sucks. Kathy loves it. I don't.
Baseball is awesome. Shut your fucking whore mouth, father. Michaela, final thoughts?
I am also looking forward to baseball. I already have tickets for, I think, 4 games.
Holy
or at least
shit.
plans for 4 games in various locations.
I was gonna say, I don't have tickets for any games, but I want to go to 3 very specific ones.
There's 3 very specific that you and me need to work on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got to. I was like, I don't know any of this.
Well, one of them, I'm going to a couple different places that we're gonna hit games while we're there.
Cool.
And this is me because I'm not gonna be on the Nerds podcast. X-Men 97. A, pay your artists. B, Break canon and put Quentin Quire in there so I can get him on screen, please. I want my tiny shit pad. I want shit kid on a television screen. Give me the pink-haired dickhead. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Frank.
Yes, NFL season is over, so we move on to the rest of the sports, which for us, luckily enough, we're good in 2 of those other 3, or 5, or whatever you want to count it as, because sometimes we don't count soccer. Yeah, I can't wait for figuring out how the Nuggets and Avalanche can improve their positions a little bit and make a deep playoff run, hopefully.
I can tell you what it is for the Avalanche. They need goaltending.
Yeah,
His name is Flower. Actually, there was a rumor.
That's who I'm thinking of.
There was a rumor today that they were that the Avs were going to trade for Jake Allen, like this morning, and it got debunked. But I wouldn't be mad at Jake Allen. I want Flower, but
no. They need a goalie.
Any other
badly.
goaltender that's actually going to be
They
healthy.
need a goalie badly. Yeah. Georgie is not a starting goalie, and he's the number one. Yeah,
he's the number 1 minute pacer for the entire season. Yeah.
Just insane. We're having backup goalies starting more games than anybody else in the league. And the guy who is still number 2 in playoff goals in the NHL hasn't played in over a month, and he plays here in Denver. How wild is that? Anyways, we'll be back with more sports talk and all kinds of fun stuff. But more importantly, before I let Frank get into our socials, check us out shortly after the podcast here, because we'll have another podcast. Head on over to the Nerds That Know. We'll be joining you here probably in about 15 minutes or so, and we'll be talking about all kinds of Marvel stuff. There's a bunch of Marvel stuff on here. Let's see what else. Overrated, underrated, least favorite movie remakes, which I have to think about on the fly right now.
I won't be on that.
The lies part.
Anyways, yeah, that's yeah. Okay, Frank, the socials.
On that one.
Okay, so obviously you can catch us on the Nerds That Know soon. You can catch us next week, I'm assuming, at some point with an Idiot Scramble. You can catch My Brother's an Idiot at Facebook and YouTube under My Brother's an Idiot, or Twitch and Twitter with Idiot Goons. You can catch Mark at Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok at Puffle Time. You can catch the King Goon, who's not here, on Twitch and Twitter with Puffalophagus, or TikTok at King Goon Smoke. You can find me at Tank Knox on all the socials. And I believe that's about it.
I'm hard to find.
No, just got to go to a bar.
Okay, depends on the bar.
Have a good amber beer and a good Manhattan. Milty's going to be there somewhere.
Look out! Here I am.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Check us out. In a few minutes on the other show, we will have a lot of fun with Nerds That Know. I'm really looking forward to that. The Duchess is going to join us. It's going to be awesome. Take care of everybody around you, yourselves, each other. Take care of yourselves. This is really important. You can't do anything out there for anybody unless you take care of yourself first. So make sure that you prioritize a little bit of time for yourself. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're getting out there and being friendly with everybody, and stop being such a dickbag to your neighbors. This has been My Brother is an Idiot. Catch us next time. Bruh.